Today, I have my wife with me on the podcast talking about eccentricities. Welcome back to Because of Christ.
At the cross where I first saw the light and the burden of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day.
Because of Christ is a ministry of Providence Christian Church in Bargersville, Indiana, a ministry that exists to help you and your family grow deeper roots in the knowledge of the love of the Lord Jesus Christ. All right. I think we're going to get started because we're both not used to this. We're going to get started with some fun questions to get the wiggles out, to get all of the juices flowing, as they say, for the longer questions. So, here's some rapid fire questions. You're going to answer and then I'm going to answer.
Okay.
Morning run or evening lift session? 3, 2, 1. Morning run. That's when you join with me and say.
Evening lift.
Reading a book or writing one?
Oh, reading, for sure.
I don't know. Probably reading. Strictly scheduled plan or spontaneous weekend?
Spontaneous weekend.
Salty snacks or sweet treats?
Ooh, that one's hard.
Sweet treats.
I think salty for me.
Start a new project or finish an old one?
Start a new project?
I would start a new project. Yeah, I guess I have trouble with finishing. All right. This one is who is more likely to, and since we don't, we're not on video, we can't point to each other, but these are geared to, like, for us to point at each other. So we'll just
I'll say you or I'll say me.
Signify with your sign of yay or nay. Who is more likely to completely redesign a room's floor plan just for fun?
You.
Why wouldn't that be you?
Because we've lived here for 6 years and everything looks pretty much the same.
Who is more likely to sign up for a grueling physical challenge?
You. You're not saying you or me.
Oh, me. Me. Yeah, I would say me to the floor plan too. Who is more likely to hit snooze 3 times before actually getting out of bed?
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. Who is more likely to forget where they parked the car?
That's me.
Ooh, I don't know. We could go, yeah, I guess.
No, it's totally
I
me.
would lose my car keys.
That's true.
I forget
you
where
would
my
find the
keys
car,
are.
but you would not have the keys to start the car.
I've lost them 3 times, and I remember where the car is, though. Who's more likely to win a debate over completely useless trivia?
It's always you.
I am a pretty good debater. Who is more likely to get highly obsessed with a specific vintage aesthetic? You. We painted our entire living room
Oh.
classic vintage green.
Yes.
In Cincinnati. So, all right. This one is one word answer round. Describe our relationship in one word.
Wonderful.
I was going to say fun.
I thought about fun, but
What is your go-to post-workout food?
a salty snack.
Mine is always
A protein shake.
8 ounces of milk and a scoop of double chocolate on nutrition.
Yeah. See, yours
Gold
is
standard.
Yours is so good, and mine's like, I reached for the veggie straws.
Who is more stubborn?
I don't know. I don't think I'm as stubborn as you are, but maybe that's my stubbornness.
We are a marriage of 2 very stubborn people.
Are we shocked that our children are?
What is my most used emoji?
Oh my.
I know yours.
It's mine.
Yours is the wide eyes with the red cheeks.
Oh.
You're typically
shocked. Yeah.
talking about the kids doing something.
I don't know. Probably the goofy face one. Or
What goofy face?
the one with the one eye kind of smaller than the other, and it's I don't know. I don't remember if the tongue is out
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's typically my that's just how I feel often. And I credit that to my mother. My mother,
she also uses that one a lot.
uses that one a lot. But we feel the same a lot, often. So, okay, those were the fun questions. Here's the longer fun questions. Folks, we're just doing this so that we can air out our jitters, but also you can get to know us a little bit before we actually tell you who we are. Longer fun questions. Here we go. If we had to instantly pack up and move into the universe of any movie or television show, where are we going and what are our new jobs?
Oh my goodness. Into the universe of what?
We had to instantly pack up and move into the universe of any movie or television show. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Working at the office.
We moved into the office
In
universe.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
What job would you work at? What job would you do in the office?
Obviously. Oh, what job would I do?
Mm-hmm. Sales.
Oh, no. not
Customer
sales.
service.
No, not that either.
Yeah, I know your job. You would be a Pam or Kelly
Yeah.
at the secretary.
Well, Kelly is the HR, or not HR. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah, her name is Kelly, but then she has to go by her middle name, Aaron.
Oh,
so I'm
yes,
thinking of.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was I didn't think of that. That's a good one. I immediately was Harry Potter universe, and I would teach defense against the dark arts, obviously.
Who am I?
You are that lady who reads the tea leaves in the cups.
Oh my gosh. With the giant glasses.
You're her.
Wonderful.
If a completely mundane, everyday activity we do around the house was turned into an Olympic sport, what would it be and which one of us is taking home the gold medal? Completely mundane, everyday activity we do around the house was turned into an Olympic sport.
Folding clothes. I think I'd take the gold for that one.
You'd take the gold.
I don't know about what you would do.
Mm.
You're really good at cleaning up the kitchen after dinner.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I
don't feel like I'm good at anything around the house, but
no, you are. I can
Thank
do
you.
the same job, and it looks so much better when you do it. But maybe it's like making the same meal, and it tastes better when someone else makes it for you.
Yeah.
It looks better when someone else cleans your kitchen for you.
probably that. Yeah. All right. Well, folks, today I have my wife with me on the podcast, and we're going to talk about eccentricities. Or I was reading R.C. Sproul's Intimate Marriage book this morning, and he uses the word idiosyncrasies. So, I just got this book yesterday, and so when I planned these questions, it was last week. So I hadn't seen this book. I had no idea. It's just something that we all deal with, is these eccentricities is what I call them. It's those things that we do that are unique to us, that are a little quirky, but can rub you the wrong way. You have to, it's unique to you. And we end up having to get over it or learn to deal with it or grow in it or cover it in love, something. Eccentricities. R.C. Sproul, like I said, used the word idiosyncrasies, which is similar, but I think like idiosyncrasies is like cute, and eccentricities, I'm going to get these words mixed up. Eccentricities is more like, wow, that really frustrates me about you. Or could be frustrating. So, I don't know. We're going to talk about those. But just a bit of housekeeping, I guess, before we get into some of the questions that I prepared and Emily has read, we've looked at. She's not coming in blind to these questions. She did come in blind to the hotspot questions.
I was unprepared.
Just a little bit about us. Tell me about us. How long have we been married? What's our story? What's our jam?
We've been married. Is it 13 years this year?
It'll be 13 years. We met. She was working at Puma Outlet. Met through a mutual friend. I did not like her at first. I thought she was beautiful, but then I learned she didn't want children. So, I was like, yeah, no, I know what I want. I was 18 years old, 19, 18, somewhere in there.
You were 18.
I knew what I wanted. And so I was like, yeah, no. Well, a couple months went by. Our friend kept talking you up to me. We had some various encounters.
Yeah.
We were friends somehow on social media, like things like that. And I played a show one night, a music show, and Emily came to see. And I had an album that I was selling, and I signed one for her and said, let me know what you think. And did you?
I did. Was it through Facebook or Instagram? I don't remember.
Facebook Messenger. Just a couple days later.
Was it even a couple days later? I don't remember.
It was hours.
The details are all jumbled, but yes, I did. I told you that I liked it, and just kind of took off from there. And then
we kept talking on Facebook Messenger, and then we set up a first date. I wish I could go back and read those messages.
They're like what very it was awkward.
Like to ask you out on a date, because I don't remember.
It wasn't. You didn't ask me out on a date. Puma was having the company ugly sweater bowling thing, and I don't remember if you invited yourself or if I invited you, but we were gonna go ugly sweater shopping, and it just kind of evolved. Right. We went to dinner first, and then we went and got our ugly sweaters.
Did we ever go to that ugly sweater party?
We did not go to the ugly sweater party.
So we went to dinner, then we went, or I can't remember. Goodwill was right next to Johnny Carino's. Yes. We went to both of those places.
Yeah.
And then I remember I went home, and you must have been hanging out in Columbus, and you're like, what does a night owl do now? I told you that I was a night owl. Oh, how things have changed.
Yeah. No, I got to Taylorsville, and I was like, I don't want to go home. I want to spend more time with him.
So you text me and said, what does a night owl do now? And I was like, I'll probably make some tea, probably play some music. And I don't know. Again, I would like to go back and read some of these messages, but it was like, we ended up going to the
Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House in Taylorsville, and sat there until 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
something like that.
It was a long time.
And that was probably 11 to 3. Sat there for 4 hours or so, and ever since then, I don't know that we've stopped talking. And so here we are talking on a podcast that is globally awarded.
Wow.
Yeah, and nationally recognized.
Wow. It's news to me.
No, but that was over 13 years ago, and 5 children later, and we've moved how many times? Lived in multiple different states.
Yeah.
Packed it all up, moved across the United States a couple times. led by the Lord, and we're loving it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's kind of funny that we're sitting here talking. We did this a few years ago, like 7 years ago, if you
it was a long
remember.
time ago.
We did it with video, and it was extremely awkward.
Yeah.
So here we are with audio, and it's less awkward.
Hopefully it's a little better this time.
Yeah, it kind of felt like, we've been married over a decade. We've got more to say now than what what we did back then. But what else? What else am I leaving out that might be pertinent to the global listeners? You're going to have to speak up.
To my knowledge, I don't know.
This isn't one of those military grade
Oh my gosh.
microphones that
Yeah. You mean like talk louder or talk more?
you got to talk louder. I'm sure the people want to hear more as well. So,
Well, you're going to have to ask questions because I don't know.
well, let's get into what we're talking about today, and that is eccentricities, or R.C. Sproul's words were idiosyncrasies. And again, the reason that I want to talk about these things is because we all have them. And when two sinners say I do and move in together, those things end up getting amplified. And then as you add more features to your life, like
AKA children,
jobs, age, you get older and they change or they get more specific. How do you deal with those things? And I'm sure there are a number of people listening that immediately know an eccentricity of their spouse or someone that they live with, and child, if a teenager's listening to this, a parent, something that we see in other people that bothers us, that's unique to them, different to them, and bothers us, rubs us the wrong way, causes some frustration. So we're going to start with you're going to answer these. I'm going to ask them. You can answer them, and then I will answer them.
Okay.
Just as a discussion. I wish there's, like, we're sitting here with microphones and computers and stuff, but like we have these conversations often, whether it's
We talk about what annoys each other about.
no, like this seems so,
Yeah.
I don't want to say robotic,
Staged.
but staged.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas earlier we were having a conversation at lunch and it was like, get out the microphones. Like we could just roll it right here. But, so we're going to try our best to be us, even with microphones rolling. So, all right, here's the first one. When we were dating, what was a quirk of mine that you thought was cute or charming, but now a few years into marriage makes you take a deep breath? We've talked about this a little bit, so.
Well, I had to think for a while.
Oh, you've got one.
What?
Oh, okay. No,
Are you being
I'm hearing this for the first time.
serious?
Yeah.
Well, just the tapping, like
Okay.
the tapping on stuff. Yeah, that, I guess I didn't really notice it. I mean, I'm sure I did notice it just because sometimes repetitive noises are annoying, but I don't think you really do it as much anymore. Sometimes there's like loud bursts of singing in the house that is fine normally, but when the kids are all already making a lot of noise, it can be a lot.
Yeah. I do. I make a lot of noise. And
I don't think you do as much anymore, but I think you've chilled out.
I don't stop moving. Like, even if you see me now, like, what's my foot doing?
It's rocking back and forth.
Like, there's some kind of beat going on. There's a lady in our church who has told me, like, you've got music in you even when you're preaching. Like, if you see your fingers, sometimes they're tapping. And, like, yeah, it's true. There's always something going on musically in my head, but it can be a little much. And then you add children into that who are also making noise or tapping or stomping or doing something.
If you all would just pick the same song.
Yeah, if we would pick the same song, the same beat, and do it all together.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the car we get on that wavelength, but I didn't have one for when we were dating. A quirk for when we were dating that like blossomed into frustration.
You have one now, though.
I think mine, like, I don't know. I don't know if it was immaturity or what. Like, maybe I just didn't know. I swear there was a time in our marriage, and you know what I'm talking about, but there was a time when the Lord, like, I don't know, blinders in my life. It was almost like there was like a film over my eyes, and I could really, and again, I could really see, I could take part, I could notice things, and I don't know if that is from, again, immaturity and like my brain being developed or something, but like, yeah, I don't know, I didn't have one for when we were dating.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about the ones, and if you're listening, we've talked about these beforehand. I told her that there was a rule: we can't bring up things that we haven't already talked about. So the idiosyncrasies, the eccentricities.
So you don't have one for me now?
Not for the quirk. That question's going to come out later about the now.
Oh, okay.
That's coming in a few questions.
Well, I already gave you mine now, so.
Surely there are more.
Oh, I got one on deck. It's good.
Every couple has a uniquely us point of friction. What are some eccentricities of mine that you've had to completely adapt to?
Why don't you go first?
Okay. I mean, these are two silly ones. I mean, they're not silly, but they are things that like came up that when I think of eccentricities, you know, there was a point in time where you told me beards are cool, mullets are not. And you were referring to the way that the toilet paper goes. And so I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Every time now, you know, the toilet paper goes over because a beard is cool, a mullet is not.
But they are now, so.
Well, yeah, so when you said that, when you told me, like, hey, you keep putting this like this, it was like, really? Toilet paper?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if the questions get to this or not, but if it doesn't, we will come back around to it. Why all this matters. Why getting through the eccentricities matter. The other one, I just thought about it the other day because I opened a new box of cereal, and we just opened our cereal boxes on one. Like you open up the cardboard and then there's the plastic bag inside with the cereal inside that. You just open up one side of the cereal bag.
Who do you mean?
Like when I was growing up.
Okay, I see. Yes.
We would just open up one bag or one side of the bag. And that was my MO, was just open up one side. And I remember you saying something to the effect of like, you can't pour it out either side. So like if I grab it from one side, then I have to flip it around.
Wow.
I'm
a lot to handle.
To do it. So it was like, really? This cereal box? But you don't have many of these. These are just ones that I've thought of that have lasted with me.
Yeah.
You don't have many of them. It's just when I think of eccentricities, these are a couple things that come to mind. That people could be like, wow, she is really picky about blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, if you knew you, she's picked the spontaneous weekend because she's not picky at all. And I don't feel like I'm very picky. So these are just some of the things that came to mind. Those are, I would say the question is completely adapt. Did I have to completely adapt? You know, it's like not life changing, but it is something that you have to Like when I go to put toilet paper on a new roll,
I have to look at which way it's
I have to
facing.
think through what side am I putting it on? And I do it, right? Why do you do that? Why don't you just put it on whatever side you want to put on? Why don't you just keep doing what you want to do and open up one side of the bag? Well, it's because I love you. Because I want to work with you. That's part of this dealing with these eccentricities is loving one another and covering those things in love, which the Proverbs say love covers many transgressions. And so that's where we're at. So what did you have for me? Uniquely us point of friction. What are some eccentricities of mine that you've had to completely adapt to?
I couldn't think of any. One just came to me was, I remember I didn't make the bed for a very long time. And maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was another quirk of mine. But I remember you saying that you liked to have the bed made. And so that's something that I didn't have to like completely adapt to, but because now I like it and I wouldn't want to get into an unmade bed. But that's the only one, I guess, that really just came to
when
mind.
we were talking about this via text the other day, what were the ones that I sent you about me? Because I said that there were some.
Oh, I don't remember. Is that this question? Because I do have.
Yeah, those are eccentricities.
Well, I know. Okay, so the other one that I had was if there's a hook in the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be clothes on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, again, I feel like. Hat. Or a hat. I feel like you've gotten a lot better at. But yes, every hook in the bathroom, if it didn't have a towel on it, it had an article of clothing.
Yeah. And that's so true. And like, just for reference, there's I think 5 hooks in the one in our bathroom.
Something.
And 3 of them are mine.
Yeah.
And I think 4 of them used to be mine.
Yeah. I remember coming home and you're like, I cleared off a hook for you. It's like, oh wow.
But then
he does love me.
There's a thing hanging over our door in our closet that has, I don't know, 5 or 6 hooks, and all but one has a hat on them, and the middle one has your rain jacket. Yeah, that's definitely an eccentricity of mine.
But hey, it's better than being on the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
So, thank you for hanging it on a hook.
My dad instilled something right in me. Did you have other ones?
If I did, I don't remember.
Oh, come on. I thought I said something the other day via text. Yeah, I can't remember. Did I have other ones for you?
I don't think you ever told me yours.
There's little things that, like, we make fun of each other, I guess, or give each other a hard time. Like, if you say because.
Yeah. I don't hear
bees.
It, but then I'm also not listening to myself.
Like,
so
yeah. Things like that. So things that could, annoy us or frustrate us this way or that way. I am notorious for like organizing stuff. I like to organize things, but I don't put things back. That's an eccentricity. I don't know that it bothers you so much. Like, I haven't heard much about it, but it's an eccentricity of mine that bothers me. Is that possible to have eccentricities of your own that bother you but not your spouse?
Yeah.
Because that's something that I know bothers me and I've had to work on over the years. I remember at Menards having a boss I was doing a floor set and I had the aisle all torn apart. I was doing something new, like staging a new thing, and I had the aisle all torn apart and all the pieces and stuff laid out in the middle of the aisle, and he was like, clean this up. I was like, but I'm doing a remodel or a reset or whatever this was, and he was like, clean up as you go. And I was like, who's ever heard of such a thing? That doesn't make sense.
It does. It does.
So Yeah. Did you think of any? Did you see any in there?
Okay.
Why do you think it's easy to overlook flaws in newly dating or newlyweds, but so easy to magnify them once you share a living space for a while?
Because you're in deep like with the other person. Like I said, I'm sure I noticed it, but it didn't bother me, the constant tapping on things. Because I liked you.
So what magnifies them?
Living together, being around it all the time. Like you said, bringing in kids and other things that are going on in your daily life. Other stressors.
There's definitely a aspect of living in the same space as somebody else that you are, that magnifies those things because you're so used to being either by yourself or doing your own thing, your own. I can tap on as many things as I want. No one says anything. Yeah. You're in deep like. Can you explain that? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I liked you so much that I had blinders over my eyes that I didn't see it.
What is that phenomenon?
What is what phenomenon?
When people are dating, so like, the common scenario of like your parents can see the bad boy and the boyfriend, but the girl doesn't see it.
Well, that's probably rebellion.
But what causes that? Like, whether it's eccentricities in the tapping or those little things, or it's the big things, what is that causes us to overlook it when we're dating?
Because you're still learning about each other. You're probably focusing more on the good things that you see than something as small as tapping your hands or...
Because it's new.
Yeah.
Exciting. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're caught up in the adrenaline of it all.
Yeah.
The rush of it all.
I'd say puppy love, but that shows my age, I guess.
There's a thin line between finding something quirky and letting it ruin your morning. When you feel that spike of annoyance rising, what's actually happening in your head?
I'm upset that things aren't going the way that I wanted them to go. I have to put something away that you left out. Again, I'm already doing my own thing, getting things for the kids.
So it's revealing what was already there.
Yeah.
It's that the eccentricity draws out the sin nature that's already there.
Right.
Because, my eccentricity didn't reach up and attack you.
Right.
But it is doing something internally to the effect where it's revealing what was already in your heart. It's drawing out that sin that's already inside of you. When you feel that annoyance, like it's that spike of the annoyance, I guess the idea is that like you're almost at a crossroads when you start to feel that rise up. Mm-hmm. You can either cover it in love, or you can continue to dwell on it and meditate on it, and allow it to frustrate you. But should you choose to allow it to frustrate you to the point of boiling up, boiling over and lashing out or doing something, or even holding on to it in bitterness? Some people don't say anything. They just hold on to it with bitterness. in that instance, if you go that route, then you're allowing sin into your life. You're allowing your sinful heart to just continue to be untethered from God, and you've put you on the throne. This is the way I think that it should be. This is the way that I think, this should look or that should look or whatever it might be. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to let those things go, but that's what's happening in that moment. You're being given, it's really a grace. You're being given a choice by the Lord which way you're going to go.
Yeah. It's a testing.
The Lord tests us, and I think that marriage is just one big test. How much are you going to listen to me? Mm-hmm. Are you going to die to yourself? Are you really? Because I'm going to show you how much death you actually have to die to live. How do we handle the difference between harmless eccentricities, like how the example is how someone loads the dishwasher, which is hilarious because I've never been like, wow, she loads the dishwasher
like a pro. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever been frustrated at the way that I load the dishwasher?
No. Not that I know of.
I'm just thankful you load the dishwasher.
No.
How do we handle the difference between harmless eccentricities and genuine character issues that actually need to be addressed? She's pointing at me. It's because we've already talked about this a little bit.
You have a conversation. I mean, the example that you gave me earlier was probably not done in a loving way. I don't know.
So, how do we handle those things? Well, in a biblical manner. So let's just get, like, I should have said this at the outset, that like you're not listening to a master class on marriage. We don't have it all.
Yeah, we are not the experts.
I don't even like that word, expert. But the way that we have handled things in the past, how do you learn? Well, you learn through failure. We've learned so much through failing. And I think one thing that we've done a lot, or had to do a lot of, is communicate. And we've failed a lot in communication, and so we've learned a lot in communication. And the eccentricity versus the actual character flaw. What's an example of that? Well, I told her that my mind goes to 1 Timothy 3, talking about the description of an elder. And all of the elder descriptions are character traits. Like, elders aren't chosen biblically, aren't chosen based on their like spiritual gifts or the outward ways of a man. Like, can he speak well? Can he, did he profit in business? Was he a good businessman? Mm-hmm. It's like, does he lead his home well? Is he patient? Is he willing to, to be put to the screws? Is he above reproach? Yeah, that is something that, like, over the years, it has been we've had some examples, and one that we were talking about earlier was, I went on this extreme hiking weekend, and I came back. Well, our home had a leak, and the leak was so bad and had been going for so long that we had to tear our home up. We had to move in with my parents. Thankfully, like, they weren't there, so we just had the house to ourselves. Like, that wasn't the hard thing. The hard thing was all the stress in our life. Yeah. I was in school. We had 3 little ones. It was stressful.
Yeah.
And I went on this weekend trip, and I came back, and I remember, like, seeing your face and being like, "What's wrong? what's wrong with you? Like, why won't you just tell me what's wrong? And you're like, I don't want to tell you. I'm like, well, you kind of need to tell me because I can read that something is wrong. Well, I don't want to tell you. Well, even if it hurts me, like, you need to tell me. And we sat down, and this is the answer to this question. How do we handle these things? We have to be able to cover the eccentricities with love, not make a big deal out of them, not have a sit-down conversation of a lecture and hours of thinking through it. We submit, we die, we whatever. You want the toilet paper to go this way? Fine.
Mm-hmm.
You tap a lot? Whatever.
Yeah.
Versus you sat me down and were like, I thought this weekend was going to change you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was supposed to be like,
well, you hear
not change you, but like grow you spiritually.
Right.
And I came home and was just a jerk.
Yeah.
I had been a jerk. And, I could blame shift. Oh, it was the stress. Oh, it was the this or that or the other thing. And we had to move out and we were going to the hotel and we didn't have whatever it was. And I was like, I had to die in that moment and see that you were telling me you were being unkind, impatient, not loving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not, these are character flaws. These are things that are not just eccentricities. These are above that.
Yeah.
This is something that's
impacting
hurting
our life.
Yeah, impacting our life, hurting us, causing us frustration.
Yeah.
Probably leading our family into sin versus leading our family out of sin and toward God. I was not being Christ in my home. So I had to die in that moment and be like, you're right. And that was a great breakthrough of, being confronted. But how do you treat things that are above eccentricities? Well, Matthew 18 is you walk it out. You go to your brother or sister and love and point out their sin and ask them to repent. Now ask the question you asked earlier.
Which was what? I don't remember.
What if I hadn't repented?
Oh, yeah. What if you hadn't repented?
What if I hadn't listened to what you had to say? Well,
I go to the elders.
Well, you bring one other person in, a friend.
Yeah, that's right.
Something, somebody, probably like one of my parents or your parents or something. You bring somebody, a trusted person that we love, into the mix, a friend, and then you start working Matthew 18 that way. But praise God. Thank you for your grace, Lord, that caused me to see my flaw and my sin and to repent from it and love my family the right way. What's a practical way we've learned to use humor to diffuse tension instead of letting a small habit turn into a massive argument?
So something that we have always done from day one is we quote movies, TV shows. And a lot of times I think that just a quote can diffuse frustrations. And there's a quote for everything for us. So
yeah, it definitely
make us chuckle.
That's definitely something that I think we've tried to have a balanced, like, what we watch and listen to. Like, gotta have something funny, not always so serious, not always so, because it keeps us lighthearted. But I don't know, I think that humor has been, we both came from homes where, like, at least one of our parents would crack up with us, and we were taught that that was something that was good in our eyes, and that's something that our kids do at the dinner table, is they get on a roll and crack up with each other.
Oh, yeah.
But that creating that atmosphere, like keeping that. It's also gone the other way where we've been so sarcastic with each other that we've hurt each other's feelings. And we've had to repent from that as well and work that out. But, quoting shows. I think we use a lot of facial expressions and things like wide eyes and like squinty eyes. Like, what do you mean by that? We're very sarcastic, dry humor kind of people. So it's lent a hand and like just even that, like thinking through beards are cool and
mullets are not.
Like that makes me laugh. Like, the fact that you thought of that.
Oh, I did not think of that.
What?
I saw it, but it did resonate. I mean, obviously it resonated way more with you because when you said that, I was like, where are you going with this?
I also not taking yourself too seriously. I think there have been times in my life that I've taken myself way too seriously, and that's a pride thing. But being able to be made fun of, being able to be the joke, make fun of yourself, to keep things lighthearted. It's like, yep, that helps cover some of those things. We just have a few more questions. We've gone on for a few minutes here now, so we don't want to keep the people too long.
Yeah, well, there's always double speed.
I like this question. The phrase dying to yourself sounds good because it's in the scriptures. But what does that actually look like on a random Tuesday afternoon when someone leaves their sweaty workout clothes on the bathroom floor?
Are you referring to me?
I think we both have done this.
Yeah.
And it's just, that is practical.
Yeah.
Is it necessarily an eccentricity or like just a
oops
we get in the busyness of life? We're going from this thing to the next thing, and you forget to pick things up. I think that's also a part of love, is love believes the best in the other person. Like, she didn't do this on purpose. So like not thinking that you did it on purpose or out of spite or something like that, but believing like she left him here. And I mean, in those cases, both of us have picked them up, taken them to the washer.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it's treating others how you want to be treated. Like, I don't want you to get mad and be frustrated at me because I accidentally left them on the floor.
Right.
So how would I want you to respond?
Yeah. Which, would you classify that as dying to yourself?
Yes.
Why is that dying to yourself?
Because you're not reacting the way that you want to. You're letting love cover an offense.
Well, what's
choosing the other one over yourself?
What's the way that you want to respond?
Well, probably more so in my head than saying anything to you. I mean, maybe some kind of like passive aggressive comment. I took care of your clothes for you, by the way. But it would be like it more in my head, like, oh my gosh, I am just the martyr over here picking up his sweaty, gross clothes off the bathroom floor again.
I would just leave them. Be like, she left him here. She can pick them up.
You put them by the side of my bed, would you? No, on my pillow.
I would just leave them there. And that's the selfish response. I see them. That's something I could do to serve her or something, just to help out, is pick them up, take them to the washer. Well, the selfish, self-centered, fleshly side wants to say, I'm just going to leave them there. They're her clothes, and she forgot.
Yeah.
Like, she needs to take care of herself. It's not my job to take care of her sweaty clothes. Love and dying to yourself is letting those things go and just helping out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they're sweaty. Who cares? Like,
Yeah, see, I wouldn't want to keep walking past them.
Yeah.
So I would pick them up and make the passive aggressive backhanded comment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm just saying, like, if I let my flesh boil up and take that route.
Well, even in eccentricities, so even with like the toilet paper or the opening the bag of cereal.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I can't just turn a box the other way. First world problems.
And that's the response is like, no, she can turn the bag.
Yeah. She can.
She can get over
Make her suffer a little.
The mullet. You know, she can get over it. Like, but there's a point to it to just go in with it. Because I didn't have an opinion. Like, I don't want to fight for and
mullet
stand
toilet paper.
my ground on no. This stupid bag has to be open on one side because that's the way that I've always done it.
Mm.
I was like, okay. Or even go back to the sweaty clothes. Like, I'm not going to stand there and fight for my right to come into a bathroom that has no sweaty clothes on the floor. Like, it just seems so
petty,
mm-hmm. Little. Like, if that's what rocks your world, gee whiz.
Yeah.
Man, get a life.
Better to be on the corner of a roof than with a nagging wife.
Yeah, or husband.
Or a nagging husband.
Either way. When we choose to cover each other in love rather than nagging, are we suppressing our feelings? Or is it a genuine shift in our hearts? And how do you know the difference? This speaks more to our culture of like, I just have to get out what I feel. I just have to
share everything.
Yeah. This is my opinion and I'm entitled. I think that goes back to that word. I think there's so many in our generation that are just entitled. I'm entitled to get what I want when I want it.
Mm-hmm. And
so if I don't say anything, when I think that question, what does it mean? Maybe I'll ask you. I haven't asked you this question, but what does it mean to cover a transgression in love?
Letting it go, not making a big deal out of it. I was working with the kids this morning about work heartily is for the Lord and not men. Thinking of everything that you do as doing it for Him and not to please your spouse. I think that puts it in perspective. But yeah, more so, I guess, not hanging on to it, letting it go.
Yeah, asking. I used to have a bracelet. I think it was a popular thing to say WWJD.
Yes, it was very popular.
Like, I think that's people think that that's silly, but I actually think that's probably how we should live most of our life. Is like, actually, what would Jesus do?
Yeah. Here,
and to know Him well enough, not to just think, well, I think He would, but no, like, here's an example from the Gospels that Jesus did this or that. Yeah, I don't think it's all right to just sweep your feelings under a rug. Mm-hmm. I think covering someone's transgression and love is literally to cover it with God. Like, I'm supposed to love this person, the way that God loves me. Like, love your neighbor as yourself, whether it's your spouse or, your actual neighbor across the street. You're supposed to love them the way that you love yourself. And we love ourselves pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to those eccentricities, it's like, I don't have to voice my opinion. I don't have to say anything. And I don't have to be right. And I don't have to get my way because of Christ.
Yeah.
Like, he died for me. And he died for her. He died for you.
Yeah.
It's like, the least I can do is turn the toilet paper the dang way that she wants it to go. Like, the least I can do is pick up the clothes off the floor or, vacuum or do the dishes or help out. Like, things that you might feel like you're in. I work all day, so I shouldn't have to come home and sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. We've kind of moved out of eccentricities at that point, but the little things that frustrate us, I again come back to, is that really what frustrates you? Because what frustrates me is my own heart, that those things frustrate me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want those things to frustrate me. I want my own sin to frustrate me more than anything. That I don't love God the way that I should. That should frustrate me more than toilet paper and cereal boxes and clothes. Or the way that you say because. I also have it on tape now. You could probably like rewind it and hear you say it. Just because you can't hear it.
Yeah.
You can't hear it.
I have said the word because.
Yeah.
That's how I say it every time. Because.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because.
If a couple listening right now is stuck in a cycle of constant petty annoyance, what is one small internal shift they can make today?
Love your spouse above yourself.
Why would you say that?
Because it's not going to get any better if you don't start doing that. You're literally going to be stuck in that cycle. Something's got to change, and choosing them above yourself is the change. Even if it's not everything, picking something for that day to decide, no, I'll give you an example. Is that okay? If I give you an example?
Yeah.
Okay. So for lunch, I think you took the last soda out of the refrigerator.
I did.
And you did not go and get any more.
Uh-huh.
So I had to go out there. Oh my gosh, first world problems. I had to go out to the garage and restock the fridge. And part of me wanted to be frustrated, but I know what you were also doing for me, which was helping our son with math.
Mm.
And so, no, he did not go out and fill the refrigerator. But what he was doing was sitting at the table, helping my son, who was already frustrated with math and something that I'm not good at. You were doing that for me.
Mm. Yeah.
So seeing something that you did that was right and good and loving, and who cares that I had to go out to a well-stocked refrigerator and get a soda.
So Philippians 4, dwelling on what is good and right and true, commendable, worthy, focusing on those things versus focusing on the negative thing. Find the thing that's good. Yeah, and I just read that scripture again today in Ephesians 5 that talks about no man hates his own body.
Yeah.
Everybody loves their own body. The things that we do to try to preserve our own body. And so when we love our spouse, we're loving our own body.
Mm-hmm.
We're one. We're united. We're one flesh. And so when you love them, you're loving yourself. Like, it's almost like this world is so caught up in I have to have
look
my
out
way
for me.
And look out for me and love me and self-care and all this stuff. It's like, actually, the scriptures say, if you love other people, That's like the greatest form of self-care.
You're right. Well, and it's not all, I guess this is the example that came to my head is Paul saying heaping burning coals on their head. Like you going out and doing things that is loving and kind for someone else. Like no one is, I guess, especially in this world, no one's going to see that and be like, Psh, I'm not doing anything for them. You know, like if you're looking out for the other one, usually in turn, like, I want to love you too. I want to do something kind for you. So,
what is one area in our marriage right now where you feel incredibly well covered and protected by my love?
Well, you are very protective of our marriage. Very early on in ministry, you said that you would protect our marriage by not meeting with women by yourself. But something that came to my mind earlier, which I guess resonates with me as a woman, because this is very hard for women not to do, is that you told me one time that you don't put me down to men. Like you don't talk negatively about me, which is something that I think that women have a very hard time doing. Like we get together and we bicker and complain about, oh my gosh.
Chuckle about the eccentricities of our husbands in a negative way.
Well, I wouldn't say it's always chuckling. It's frustrating, you know. It's
eye rolling and
right, yes,
scoffing
and making fun of. And my husband's so stupid, but that has been something that, like, when I'm tempted to do that, I think about, he doesn't do this. As far as I know, he said that he doesn't do this to me. You know, I don't want to talk negatively about my husband and put him down to other people. He's protecting me in that way.
Yeah. Not to say that I'm perfect and would never do that, but that is, that's something that.
Well, if you are, then game on.
I don't know that I ever heard my dad do anything like that. It's like, why would I ever talk about her in a negative light?
Yeah.
I'd rather die. Like, I'd rather take those things to the grave than to air them out.
Well,
before other
not
people.
Even big things. It's like, you know, little things.
Yeah. You won't believe what she did or he did. Or
right.
I have to answer this question too.
You do.
What is one area in our marriage? I'm sorry, I'm yawning. In our marriage right now where you feel incredibly well covered and protected by my love? It's funny. This is a question that I haven't thought of. I don't know. I would say in the area of like helpmate support, like you're always supportive of the things that I'm doing, and while you are the unimpressed spouse.
No, we've talked about this.
People don't know what that means, and so that's more an insider thing for me. While you might be more or less impressed than what I want you to be.
There you go.
I do feel as though you support what I'm doing. Like, you've always said, if the Lord has called you to do it, or if you feel like this is the wise thing, like you've sorted out, discerned, thought through, this is the wise, better, best thing for you, for us, for our family, whatever, I'm there. You don't have to say much. And I still feel that way, even with, I've got some goals in my life, and I feel as though you've supported me in that. Like, I've got a jar for running shoes that I put money in, and I found your money in it the other day. It's like, why did you put your money in my running shoe jar?
Let me do what I want with my money.
It's like, well, she's supporting me and, helping me through it. And so I think that is one way that, one area that I feel incredibly well covered, as the question put it, by your love. Well, that's all of our questions, but to think through again why care so much about eccentricities and talk this way about them. And it's really because we want like marriages to show the relationship between Christ and the church.
Mm-hmm.
And how many things does Jesus overlook in our life and cover with love in order for us to be well off, mature, grow, whatever it might be? You know, he overlooks all of those. I'll go back to our questions at the beginning. Times that we, you know, are complaining, frustrated. You know, he tells us to do something in his word, and we find every excuse not to. You know, that's more than just an eccentricity. Or we're praying, and our prayers are, like just, you know, they're imperfect prayers, and he overlooks those things because he loves us, and he hears our heart, he hears our prayer, our imperfect prayers. The Lord hears and loves just as much as the quote unquote more perfecter ones. So, all of that to say, these overlooking eccentricities is not just to keep peace in the home. Mm-hmm. It is to emulate Christ and to make him exalted and elevated in all that we do. Got some last words for the people?
I don't.
A woman of few words.
I am.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the pod, as the kids say.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. And we'll have to do it again soon. Maybe someone will write in and tell us what they want us to talk about next, and I will have to pick the category.
Everybody will hate it, and they'll say, don't ever have her on there again.
Or maybe they'll love it so much that this will just be our weekly thing. Just you and me, babe,
or
on the pod.
Yeah, on the pod. You gotta stop.
All right. Well, next time we're together, it will be a few weeks from now as we plan to go on vacation and enjoy some time away. So please be praying for me and my family, and that the Lord would keep us safe and be our shield and be our refreshment. And the next time we're together, we'll dive back into these. I think we'll move on from communication and on into some other forms of marital counseling and thinking through what the scripture says to us about those things. So continue to labor on, put in the hard work, and to not just do it for yourself, but to do it because of Christ.
Alas, and did my Savior bleed? And did my sovereign